It's June 21st, Father's Day, so happy Father's Day.
So to be a daily vlogger, you have to have an interesting life. With that in mind, I'm gonna do my accounting now.
I'll take a minute today to talk about fathers and by extension families in Japan. It's very common for fathers to leave for work before their children wake up and get home after their children are already put to sleep, and then only have weekends to spend with them if they're lucky, if their company doesn't send them away on business or require them to come in to work on Saturdays or Sundays. And the reason for that is because the usual Japanese working system is that you have a job for life, which means that you work until retirement, which is good and bad. You don't have to stress about losing your job too much usually, but I mean, the way they go about doing that is in a very, very different way. I mean, it has its benefits and its negatives. Because you work for a company for life, you now become part of the company's family, which means that the company takes care of you. It's supposed to take care of your family. Financially, you're supposed to be taken care of for the rest of your life. So in Japan, traditionally, women are the homemakers and men are the breadwinners, which means that the role of childcare falls to women rather than men, to the mothers rather than the fathers. Keeping all this in mind though, the role of being a parent comes before the role of being in a couple. Mothers take care of the children, fathers earn the money to provide for this. A breadwinner is a very important role for a child to have as well, of course, because financially children need to be supported as well. And because being a parent is more important than being part of a couple, you find that divorce rates are much, much, much lower in Japan than in the US, for example. Another interesting thing I learned is that actually many fathers in Japan don't witness the birth of their children. They'll be in another city or they'll be away for work.
I never knew that Polish Father's Day was on a different date than International Father's Day. It's 2 days later, so my dad will have to wait 2 more days for his wishes. Sorry, Dad. Phew, yesterday's vlog is up. And we have comments. Be sure to comment on these vlogs because we're very open to your input. We can show things you're interested in and we can answer your questions. So we might do like a Q&A themed episode of the vlog sometime in the future. So just keep posting comments, and if it's interesting, then we'll either respond or record a video about that. I am not being an interesting person today. What I got is a beer called Master's Dream. It's made by Suntory, and case in point, you can drink legally on the street in Japan. I mean, Japanese people don't really do that much because for them it's considered, I don't know, lowly. But if you're a foreigner, nobody really minds what you're doing unless you're troubling anybody. So the funny thing connected to outside drinking in Japan is that there's no trash cans almost anywhere in Tokyo, so people just leave their shit like this.
Ramen time. When I first came to Japan, I was an English teacher in Nagoya. Nagoya is like the Detroit of Japan. There's a lot of car factories there. Toyota, for example, is based out there. And a very common thing to see was husbands living away from their families in Tokyo, the capital where a lot of foreign companies have their headquarters, or Osaka, or any other city, for example, close to the factory factories or whatever. And this is so common in Japan that there's a word for these fathers, and the word is tanshin fujinsha, which means person working away on assignment. I think it's a pretty good illustration of how important it is for the fathers to remain breadwinners. And actually, things are changing now where more and more people are demanding that families don't, or that companies don't do that, and that they keep families together. So it's really kind of up to preference. It's not that everyone hates it and they're forced to do it. It's just a different culture. So please don't judge it before you kind of experience